Hey Canucks fans, hope you're well on this Tuesday morning. The Vancouver Canucks have announced extensions or the re-signing of their two remaining RFAs, and that is defenseman Jett and goaltender Nikita Tolopilo. So each guy got a different deal. Jett gets a 1-year two-way contract, and Tolopilo gets a 2-year two-way contract. So let's break down what that means. Obviously, 1 year means 1 year, 2 year means 2 years, but a two-way contract, as I've explained before on this channel, means you get paid two different ways. You get paid an amount if you're in the NHL, and you get paid an amount if you are in the AHL. So both of these players get two-way contracts. That simply means that there's no guarantee that they're likely not actually going to start the season with the Vancouver Canucks, which makes sense when you look at both of these players' profiles. So let's start with Jett. Jett was drafted in 2018 in the second round, one round behind Quinn Hughes. And whereas Quinn Hughes has obviously gone on to have already what's going to be a Hall of Fame career, including one Norris Trophy in his belt, or in his bag, under his belt. You know what I mean? Quinn Hughes has won a Norris Trophy. Jett has not made it to the NHL just yet. So after he got drafted, he finished his career in Moose Jaw, played a 4th year in Moose Jaw, then did 1 year with the Calgary Hitmen, and now 5 years in this organization, 1 year with Utica, and then they moved to Abbotsford, and he's played the last 4 seasons in Abbotsford. And the last 3 seasons, he's been really good, actually. He's last 3 seasons, he's played 68, 62, and 67 games. His points were 21, 31, and 18. So 2 seasons ago, he had 31 points in 62 games. That's 0.5 points per game. And then, gotta love this, his penalty minutes over the last 3 years, 96, 93, and 90. So very, very consistent. So Jett averaging 93 penalty minutes a game over the past 3 seasons. No, sorry, not a game. Averaging 93 penalty minutes a season over the past 3 seasons. Over the past 3 seasons, he's averaged 65 games played and about 23 points. So yeah, basically a point every 3 games. With Jett, I loved his game when we drafted him. I've watched it. I studied him. He's kind of like a throwback player, and I always compared him to Kevin Bieksa. He's obviously not going to be as successful as Kevin Bieksa, but similar traits. Good size, very physical, tough to play against. Decent speed for his size. And that's one thing I really noticed when I saw that one Abbotsford playoff game live, was I was impressed by the way Jett moved around the ice. By the way, he moved around the ice, the way he defended his teammates, the way he was actually able to manage zone exits. And yeah, I just love the fact that he's like I said, a throwback player, kind of old school, and a nice combination of size and speed and skill. Will that ever get him to the NHL? Tough to say, because you look at our depth chart, and obviously you have Hronik and Myers locked in, and then you probably have competition between Mancini and Bovenlander for that 3rd spot, and then of course DPD can slide to the right if they play with Derek Forbort like they did at the end of last year. So I'd say there's 5 guys ahead of Wu, 4 or 5 guys ahead of Wu on the depth chart on the right side, but that means he's only 1 or 2 call-ups away if they so choose to bring him up. So that's Jett profile. And both Wu and Tolopilo, they were tended qualifying offers on June 30th. Remember, that's the day where you have to make decisions on your RFAs, 1 day before free agency. And that's when the Canucks signed Ratu, Sasson, Baines, and Brisebois. They let 4 players go, and then they extended qualifying offers to 2 players, both Wu and Tolopilo. And basically they had 2 weeks to accept that offer, negotiate a new offer, or become free agents at the end of those 2 weeks, and unrestricted free agents. And both Wu and Tolopilo sign today, which is a great sign. Lastly, Wu's terms of his contract, 1 year, 2-way. So for this upcoming season, he'll be paid $775,000, the same $775 that all those guys signed for Ratu, Brisebois, Sasson, and Baines last week. So $775,000 if he plays in Vancouver, $290,000 if he plays in Abbotsford. So that's Jett. Goaltender Nikita Tolopilo. He was not drafted by the Canucks. In fact, he signed here as a free agent at the end of March 31st, 2023. And he's huge. He's 6'6", 230 pounds, much like Demko's big. She Loves is a decent size. Lankin is not that big. But yeah, a lot of big goaltenders. Koskenvuo is big as well. So this guy's big. Tolopilo, 6'6", 230, like I said. And he did really well in Abbotsford last year. He played in 36 games during the regular season, went 20, 14, and 2. So 6 games over 500, 266 goals against average, 902 save percentage, and 4 shutouts. Then he only played 1 game in the postseason because Archer Shelov's played the majority of the games, as we know. But he was on a Calder Cup winning team, as was Jett Woo. So for Tolopilo, he's I wouldn't say, I guess, a more unconventional path to where he is right now, only because he wasn't drafted. So he played in the KHL for a couple of years, played in Sweden for a couple of years, and then came over to Abbotsford once he signed. So he's had 2 seasons in Abbotsford. He actually played 2 games for the Canucks last season. I forgot about that. What were his stats like? 885, 215, 85. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good. So he played 2 games and he went 1-1 with a 215 goals against average and 885 save percentage. That's excellent. And then of course he had his really strong season in Abbotsford. He played, of course, because Demko was hurt a lot last season. And then when Lankinen either got hurt or needed a break, it was either Tolopilo or Shelovs who got a chance and to play for the Vancouver Canucks. So I think I think this is a good contract. The details of the contract. Guess what? He makes $775,000 if he's playing in Vancouver. And then for the first year, he makes $230,000 in Abbotsford. And for the second year, it goes up a lot to $380,000 for the second year of his 2-way contract. Still, with Demko and Lankinen signed long term, I don't expect Tolopilo to get a lot of time, but he'll probably be the first call up, given that I fully expect Archer Shelovs to be traded this summer, right? Because he is not waiver exempt, so they're gonna have to figure that out. So I do look to Tolopilo to be the first call up if one of Demko or Lankinen goes down, and they either need a backup or even need a guy to play a few games. So once again, good signings, good news. You can never have too much depth in Abbotsford. Jett Woo, I think his path to the NHL isn't as clear. Tolopilo, I think it is clear. He could be, him and Medvedev, our second round pick from last week. Those 2 could be our goalies of the future once this tandem of Demko and Lankinen end up moving on a few years down the road. So once again, Jett Woo signed 1-year, 2-way contract. Nikita Tolopilo, 2-year, 2-way contract. Now all of the Canucks business with their RFAs is done, and they can focus on doing whatever else they want to do for the rest of the summer. Maybe still trying to peck away at a second line center. Tonight, 10:30 live stream. I'll bringing my lovely wife Gail on for the first half an hour. It's our 25th wedding anniversary. We went to Mass this morning. We're going to go take some pictures now with my son Jacob. Going to go for lunch. I have an appointment, which I'll talk about tonight, and then we'll go for dinner, and then we'll do the show. And then I'm bringing on birthday celebrants, Fangirl and Gerald as well. So it's going to be a wonderful live stream. Make sure you join me early start so I can fit everything in. 10:30 tonight. We'll talk about these 2. Probably won't talk about these 2 signings because we'll be too busy with all of our guests tonight. So hope you join me. But for today, leave a comment in the comment section. What do you think of these 2 signings? Do you expect to see Jett Woo or Nikita Tolopilo anytime soon with the Vancouver Canucks? Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. Thank you to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Brian Blingy, legendary Andrew Chang. And thanks to Hall of Fame franchise members. Thanks to all of you for your support. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On the way out, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. You can leave a donation if you like to. But most importantly, leave a comment down below your thoughts on these 2 signings. I hope to see you tonight at 10:30 p.m. for my live stream. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.